Hi guys. So, happy new moon in Scorpio first and foremost because I feel like it's an intense one and you might receive lots of downloads, messages, lots of lots of themes, or lots of downloads regarding subjects of your life you want to go deeper with, or maybe you feel like letting go, where you feel like letting go, where you feel like you should do more of, or like start new. And the download I just received was that these intense times where there's lots of shifts and changes, where we sometimes work on deeper levels, where we feel exhausted and tired and irritated and agitated. The Schumann resonance was really high the last few days. There was a blackout even, so it was probably not able to be measured. And so you might have been you might have been woken up at night and feel irritated, agitated, and you can go back to sleep. Lots of different symptoms: headache, tiredness. And a download I just received was because every time we feel these intense shifts as empath and sensitive people and intuitives, and every time we are not feeling on top of things, right? Every time we feel like there's so much going on, I don't know how to handle it. It feels dark. I have nowhere, like I don't know the next step. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I'm shedding skin. I'm shedding layers. I don't know who I am anymore. I don't know any goals or what's important to me. And a lot of times when this comes up, we experience even more agitativeness of the mind and the feeling of we have to figure out things, right? Because we never learned to trust in the darkness. We've never learned to trust the unknown, or it's dark and we can't see our next step and we don't know where we're going to. So whenever we feel sad, irritated, depressed, and like in a dark space around energies like the new moon, I personally experience quite often that I feel like my mind is even more agitated because I try to figure things out instead of trusting the process. And the reason why my mind is even more active and agitated and trying to figure things out is because we believe there's something wrong with us. So our mind makes sure, okay, what's the next step? And your soul and your intuition is like, I don't know, it's dark out here. I can't see anything. I'm not sure where I'm going. It's confusing. I'm tired of shifting and changing and of shedding layers. It's so exhausting. It's so much work. So your mind comes up and your mind gets activated to figure things out, which is understandable but not necessarily the right approach. And the reason why we do that is because we think there's something wrong with us, or something wrong with our experience whenever we feel like in the dark, like not knowing the next step and not being able to plan ahead. And then when people ask you about next month, you're like, I'm just trying to figure out what's right here, right? I'm just trying to figure out what's today and what's tomorrow and what's like right here, because it's super dark. I can't plan anything. And our mind feels like it needs to know things because we learn that there's something wrong with us when we don't know constantly where we're going. While this world, from an energetic level, is constantly shifting and changing, and in the physical as well, as we've seen in the last few years, it's constantly shifting and changing and evolving. And if we want to be flexible and adaptable, we are also shifting and changing and evolving. So it's difficult or like sometimes not know where we're going, but if we're trusting the process and let ourselves receive messages right here now in the darkness sometimes, this can help the most. It's okay to not know. It's okay to be present as possible, and it's okay to feel what we're feeling, irritated and agitated. But the reason why our mind feels like it needs to figure out things is because we think there's something wrong with us not feeling good, not feeling well, not knowing, not understanding what's going on, feeling weird, feeling irritated, feeling sensitive, right? Feeling tired and headachy. So we don't allow ourselves to rest, while it's so important to have these days and times where we just do nothing and allow ourselves to rest fully and completely as often as possible, because we're probably working on other levels and timelines and doing things in our dream state that we're not aware of, but we're doing it. And so it's okay to not know. And the only advice that is really working most of the time is to be as present as possible with what is coming up here, and being okay with not knowing next month. And that's the most important practice. And being as compassionate as possible with where we are right here, right now, even if we're in the dark, especially if we're in the dark, and try to navigate this as gracefully as possible, giving us space, time, rest, and compassion to let ourselves go through this. And there will be more clarity, because that's just how these energies flow, right? There will be ideas again, energy again, intentions again, ideas again, and more clarity. Thank you so much. Hope that was helpful. Bye.